One of them youngins screamed out real loud, "Fuck you." And then I guess like 3 or 4 of their vehicles, I don't know if they're using my vehicle as a turnaround point or what, but I wish I could find my Kleenex. Oh. Anyway, it's probably just harmless kid shit. Well, young adult shit, I should say. Don't want anybody getting butt because I didn't give them the right descriptive. Just sure be nice if people could, I don't know, get along. Of course, that don't really happen in small towns. And most medium towns are pretty racist, too. Tillamook, where I'm from, this be considered a small city. America's a ginormous fucking shithole. Oh. The people who got something think everything's alright, and the people with nothing know that everything is definitely all wrong. No matter how hard you work when you're at the bottom, you're gonna get nothing. You might get lucky and win the lottery. Maybe. Maybe dialing for dollars is calling for you. But I doubt it. You can think of as many pretty country songs as you want. But you also get to hear there's a lot of hard work put into just about everything. Except ripping people off. And even that, I'm sure, takes practice. Being able to lie to somebody with a straight face, that doesn't make it an admirable skill. I should probably go tell Chris that his machine took my dollar.
here today. He wants him here. So he puts the car in here, and now he's gotta work on it here. You are screwed. He's gonna be here until that car's running, and he keeps taking more. He had the whole front end unbolted. And this guy that bought it, I said, did you know the front end's unbolted underneath? He goes, what? And I said, all the big bolts are undone. The front end's gonna drop out from under the star the minute you. And he looked under there and he goes, oh my God, I didn't know that. Well, he said you looked at it close and you didn't notice those big bolts are missing. I mean, because you're trying to tow this down the road, it's gonna come apart. I mean, the body's gonna be over here, front end's gonna be over there.
What's going on?
The machine stole $1 from me yesterday.
It's because it's out.
You got a witness to this?
Take my money.
Huh?
Always got a witness to it. I even get it in triplicate, signed by some midget twins I know. I'm so full of the miles around.
Don't put any more money in the machine.
I'm not gonna put any more money in the machine. Your machine's
I'll restock it.
all right.
Your bot machine took $17 from me.
Just let me know.
Remember the bot I bought at the West area?
I'll go buy soda right now.
Really? Can we get one in a week? I'd like to see Christmas cars.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can at least pretend to be a nice person.
I'm gonna go get some soda.
Did you want me to just call you whenever they're out?
Huh?
Do you want me to just call you whenever it's out?
I know when it's out. Is it out? I'm busy as fuck. It's out.
None at all.
Done.
Only, yeah.
One of the times I bought a soda pop in there, it popped out 4 Diet Pepsis. 4 of them. That's not even what I was wanting. On the bright side, although I may not have my $1 back, there'll at least be something in the machine for a day or two. With as busy as it's been, he could have made all sorts of money. Oh well. There's a whole troop of them. There's like 10 cars over there or more. Alright. I'll do some snipes up this side. I suppose I ought to head back the direction my car. Oh, this seems pretty cool. And the tail goes up out of the case. Dead aminals. Oh yeah, and the thing on top, it's all Hakuna Matata and shit. Take a look. It's a wild boar. See? Just like Pumbaa. Hakuna Matata. Most people here tonight think they had a drive-through theater or drive-in theater. Chihuahua. I don't know who those two white girls just were that went into the pizza place. But if I hadn't slowed down, they'd have ran me right over. No, they got a whip.
Huh?
No, they got a whip down there.
Oh, a whip.
Yep.
Who's making that noise?
Yep.
Wow.
Couple of
Good
them.
with it.
Couple of them fellers down there got them. One of them's real good with it. Yeah. I tried it. About whacked myself in the head.
I just smacked myself right in the ass with it. I can see it happen. It'd be just like nunchucks, hit myself in the head.
Well, I'm right-handed, but my right shoulder's screwed up. My left arm is great and wonderful, but it just doesn't have the.
I know that feeling because I have problems with my right hand, like corporal tunnel, and I have to try to use my left hand sometimes, and I'm as clumsy as a cub bear with it. Try to wipe my name, and it doesn't even look like me. I can't even wipe my ass with my left hand.
I'll hold one hand with the other one just so I can make sure I can hold the pencil, but not always. I usually I try to man up and write slowly. I guess that's the way to say it. It just hurts more holding it that long.
I had to get an extension to wipe my ass.
Hey, the Romans did that.
What? Use an extension?
They did. It was a sponge on a stick.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that sounds pretty good because it's about what it is.
Their toilets were also built different. It was a keyhole on the top with a little bit of a slot in the front. And that way you could reach through the front and not have to touch none of your goodies or gonads or nothing. And the other thing is everybody wore dresses at the time. So basically you could sit down and fart and poop and pee and do whatever no matter who you were and nobody was going to see your goodies.
Well, they say that there's 51% of America doesn't use toilet paper. What do they use then? You mean they don't use nothing?
I don't know. I try not to believe any of the stories I hear about Germans.
Well, I met some people over in Salem, and this is no shit. I brought toilet paper into their house, and they thought I was voodoo.
Really?
I've never been in a house in my life that didn't have toilet paper. But nobody in that house used it.
Maybe they got one of them bidets.
Well, I thought so too, but they didn't. The thing is, it will dry and crust off of it. Well, not me, it won't. I mean, no. They thought I was crazy when I said, no. Then this right here, it looks weird, but this stick right here, I can reach behind me and wipe my hands with it without getting my hand, because of my shoulder locks. I can't get back there. And if I work at it and push it, then it'll get locked back here. And I hate it. I learned, I should have learned a long time ago though, but when I was 40, I learned that all the things that I had done to my body is going to start paying me back from now on.
Yeah.
And it gets worse by the year.
You know, that's why they gotta allow suicide booths. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Well, what?
Suicide booths. When people get so fallen apart, there ain't much but pain left of them.
Well, I say that's the only time that you should be able to do it is when, you know, you're done. Your race is run. You can't go any further. I've seen it before. People in a wheelchair that can't breathe and they're not going to go nowhere, right? I mean, they're done. Or like my dad, who was in an oxygen tent. Back then they had oxygen tanks and oxygen tents. They didn't have the breathing thing, right? And I could see that wouldn't be much of a life living in an oxygen tent.
I've seen a couple of my friends after suicide attempts, they end up with the hoses in their nose that go down into their throat, and it has to feed them and help them to breathe. I'm like, that. When somebody's gone, they're gone.
Well, I do believe in that Dr. Day. You know, the guy that was going around euthanizing or whatever they call that, people that were in care homes, right? Laying in bed, bedridden, not going to go anywhere. Why keep them alive? Why keep them going?
Jack Kevorkian.
Well, yeah. Well, whatever but to see the care homes do because they're making money. That's money.
Yeah,
if you kill
that's
them, we
very
don't get
true.
money, right?
That's the same thing with a lot of people are pointing out that the only real difference between the forced labor camps and what we've got now is that America learned how to make money at it, having people sit there and do nothing. I mean, basically, you lock up people for every petty little offense, and if you just don't like somebody, an officer can just write it down that you did something wrong nowadays. Like, how does that work? Now,
It works very well.
it's no longer if you committed a crime or not. It's whether or not someone feels like you might. Like, oh my God, see, it used to be that you had to blow somebody's head off to get charged with murder. It used to be that, you know, if you just threatened to blow somebody's head off, that there was charges, but you weren't getting charged with murder.
Well, I
Nowadays,
stepped against 2 police officers a long time ago over a child thing where they were writing kids, girls especially, tickets for smoking and having them come by late at night and throw the ticket away. A ticket is a ledger. That once that ticket's written, it's a ledger. It's there. And when I proved it in court and I got 3 of the girls to stand up, these 2 officers told me, your days are numbered. You will be out of here. And no, I won't, because him upstairs is going to protect me. He said, protect the children first and then the elders. The children first, then the elders. And these children that you do this to can never be fixed after you've done this to them.
exactly.
They cannot be fixed. They are broken, something fierce. And this world has done this a roll and it's never stopped. And if we don't stop it somewhere in here, and I thought we had stopped it when it said stop incest is not the best.
Yup.
I thought we did that already. I thought we fought a war so that the blacks were free. I was in Louisiana going through boot camp, and I thought it meant I couldn't do my colored clothes in that laundromat. And it meant there was no blacks in that laundromat. I didn't know that. Are you kidding me? I thought that we fought this war over that. You mean that there's a black bus down here and a white bus? I can't get on a black bus and he can't get on a white bus? What the fuck is that? I came from a place in Portland. We all were the same. We all played together the same. I mean, right on Williams Ave was this split line. I know that because the blacks needed houses that had 5 or more bedrooms, right? And so the bigger house is on this side and the little house is on this side. But you know, we played together. I didn't understand a bit of it. I'm lost. I thought that America was over that, but they're not. And now they want to pay them for what their ancestors had done to them, right? And I think that's all wrong because none of us did this to them. We didn't. They were actually sold by their own people as slaves.
Well, no matter who bought or who sold them, we weren't involved in the slave trade.
No, and I never would be. I mean, seriously, I never would be. I mean, I don't believe in that kind of stuff.
I believe if my dad is a child molester, that doesn't mean that I have to be a child molester.
Well,
If my mother is a child beater, that doesn't mean that I have to be a child beater.
they told me because I was molested as a child that I will molest, right? And I said, you guys got it all wrong. You see what I've done? I go against them. I pick them out and go against them. And because you see, they're fucking up this world. It's something they take away from you at a young age that you can never have back, right? I mean, when it happens. Mine was my stepmother, right? And everybody said, well, that was, no, you don't understand. It's all wrong. It's all wrong.
Yep. And then
And it happens all the time.
It happens to boys where, first of all, you're supposed to be glad that it happened because you're a boy, or you're supposed to shut up about it, or you've done something shameful.
Oh, no, now I know what they felt like, what the girls feel like when they come and tell you that, you know, we only had 7 kids, and when I was in the 7th grade, commit suicide because of it, right? Only 7 kids. They committed suicide during school because they were being molested. Well, it was just coming out. And now it's out there. I mean, my God, Epstein Island, did anybody know about that before Trump said? No.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah, they've known about that for years. Before Donald Trump was ever president, Epstein had already gone up for charges in Florida. I mean, that's...
Well, I saw that part where they let him go, though.
Yep, but he'd already had some pretty big names then that were dropped, and he'd already been in the news, and it really did nothing come of it. When I tried exposing Ted Bollinger in Colorado, nobody gave a shit. When I tried to expose Tim Beaton, nobody gave a shit. I tried to show the situation with Officer Whale and Lowell, nobody gave a shit. I tried to tell on the situation with Clearview, nobody gave a shit. It resulted in a lot of people ending up dead, and I'm like, here's what happens when you don't listen to the low man on the totem pole. We are the fucking dirt in the goddamn trenches, pardon my French here, but I mean, for people to pretend that because I'm autistic, it means I'm retarded. No, I'm on the streets. I see the same meth heads everybody else. But I live in my car in this parking lot, so I see them a lot more. I got to go to the same services that they do to eat because I'm disabled. Meanwhile, if I got to get help, I got to get help from somebody who's able-bodied. Who's able-bodied? A bunch of little druggies running around here.
And there's some of them that are heartless.
Yep, and that's the thing. I get took everywhere I am because I can't take care of myself, you know. I try at least.
Yeah, I had a couple of them try to rob me. Somebody told them I had money, and I opened my wallet and said, I'm on Social Security. Where do you think I have money?
Yep, I get $822 a month to live on. I'm glad to have that. It should be more, but I got ripped off a bunch of my money.
I wish I was 30 again and I could start over at 30. Because I would be standing tall in this world. I wouldn't have spent all my money on hookers and cocaine.
Oh my God, I spent $0 on hookers or cocaine. What the hell is wrong with me? Literally, I spent $0 on hookers, and like, you know, I bought some people meals that told me that they used to be hookers, but they're retired by that point, and I'm not paying for services.
I was driving U.S. mail truck and went to the Mustang Ranch, still got my coins, paid for 2 of them. Chopper lands and said, you got 15 minutes to get in that truck and get it back on route, or you go to federal prison. Did you read the book? When you took the job, it said you couldn't be off route more than 5 miles or down more than 15 minutes. And you've been here for over half an hour. So that I went back in.
What were you doing?
I was driving U.S. mail, and I was ahead of time, so I stopped at the Mustang Ranch. I thought I'd get me a piece on the way by. That didn't work because I'm off of the route of the truck's supposed to take.
Really?
And they send a chopper, and 2 guys landed their feds, and you get back in that truck.
Important mail.
No, they do this with any mail.
Really?
Ever since that happened in 42, where that truck of mail got lost, and homes were lost, lovers were gone because people writing letters back home from the war, and people paying mortgages didn't get paid. Did you ever hear that story? Oh man, it was bad. And it sat in some rail yard for 20 years, that trailer full of mail.
This might come as a shock to you, but I wasn't born in 42.
No, but see, we learn in America, as we roll through the years, we learn. We're supposed to. But it's like this climate control. They're saying that, and it's all, bullshit. Seriously, it's bullshit. because we're not going to hurt this earth. We can't hurt this earth. No
It's a
matter
big
what
rock. Even if all the life on top of it died, it would still be a big rock.
when the dinosaurs all died, didn't it come back? I mean, it will live on. This earth will live on, even when we all die, right? I mean, so we can't hurt it. I realize that we are hurting it by the pollution. But if you saw that after that big tsunami, the ocean swirled all the tennis shoes and sent them to New York. All the toothbrushes went to Alaska. I mean, I thought it was funny that Mother Earth can do that, right? But she swirled them out there in the ocean and sent all the tennis shoes to New York. And they washed up on a beach. All these toothbrushes washed up in Alaska. And I think it's funnier than shit that Mother Nature can do shit like that. The dock that we built came back from Japan, came to us. The dock that Washington built went back to them. And it came back with 17 new species of fish that we never even knew about that were living in the dock. So here we go. Mother Nature helps itself.
Yeah, when I lived in Eugene, I was broke as fuck. And I had to change oil in my car. I couldn't afford money, so I pulled it over into the gravel. And I drained that motherfucker right there. And this guy came over and said, "What are you doing to my earth?" And I said, "I'm putting the shit back from where it came." And he turned around and walked away.
I was a temporary millwright at Wah Chang there in Albany. And I walked in the lunchroom with a rock called uranium and sent it down on the table and said, "Isn't this the prettiest fucking rock you ever saw? There's train cars of it sitting out here. There's piles of it laying along the tracks. And you guys closed this place down. Hazmat come in, and for 48 fucking hours, they were up my ass. That was the only rock you ever touched, right? No, I got 175 pounds in each one of my kids' bedroom. I didn't know this rock was... I've been working around it for the last 3 weeks. Tell me that it's bad." Did anybody know there was nuclear reactors in Albany? You know, there's 3 sets of them. You know, I mean, Wah Chang is one of the biggest because they do it with all that exotic metal, right? And Ormet is another place that uses it. And
Well, I'm gonna get back on my tobacco search. Not trying to be
you
rude.
looking for tobacco?
Yep,
You want a cigarette?
I'd love one.
I'll sell you one for $1.
I'll tell
I
you
don't
what.
have $1. I spent my last one in the machine day before yesterday. No, I spent my last dollar yesterday on a coffee. I had 2 of them.
But you told me you put $1 in the machine and it
I didn't put it in today. I put it in day before yesterday, and I was trying to tell you day before yesterday, but you were busy.
What was I busy?
Well, mostly cruising around. I kept waiting on you to stop, and when I saw you in here and I started walking up, you drove off.
During the day?
No, earlier today.
Today?
Mm-hmm.
I was here?
Yeah, you were standing right there talking to some guy in this vehicle here for like 30 minutes.
Oh, my boss.
Didn't
was
you
he
talk
here?
to that guy over here?
We were here and then we were there.
Yeah.
Didn't even look important.
Well, he looked more important than you do, but like I said, you look busy.
Yeah, it was just...
You look like you've been working hard. I mean, seriously, look like you've gotten, but the heat too is a part of it, right? I mean, seriously. I was up on my hands and knees washing the top of the motorhome like this with a brush.
Did you write dirty on it?
No, but I could kill Jesse for that. And then I washed it off. And when I got up, I realized that the stuff I'm washing with got me a little bit off on the edge, you know what I mean? And I'm dizzy. But that's why I hired Jesse to do it. Because I'm not supposed to be doing this kind of stuff. I'm disabled, I can't breathe, and I'm not supposed to climb ladders.
I got a decent snipe
Oh, no,
right
here,
here.
let me get you a smoke.
Flat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round.
There is no pot. Come on, drink your coffee.
See, I can get soda from
I'm gonna
mine.
give this gentleman a cigarette.
3 for 14.
Oh, you didn't get any?
We don't either.
I gotta make sure I get it as cheap as possible.
Yeah, I figured.
Some cheap.
Cross, I grew up through Oregon, Washington, and California.
Thank you.
Never heard about that, did you? I played Jesus and drug a fucking cross through 3 states to see what they would do to Jesus if he came back. And they would crucify him. Because when I hit California, the California State Police said I couldn't enter their state. And why? I was dressed like Jesus would be dressed. And the cross was made out of cedar. It wasn't made out of oak or anything, but I just wanted to see. I went to a sane asylum right after that for some reason. I don't know why. They thought I was crazy, but I wasn't. I tried to get my crazy card though, because if I had that, I'd be making big bucks right now instead of, you know.
See, somebody should have explained to you back in the day that CCR and Jethro Tull are just music.
Oh, no. Willie and the poor boys knew how to, they hit it on that. We're pondering
Willie wasn't
perpetual
just
motion
music.
today on Crystal.
Willie's nuts, in my personal guesstimation of the man.
Willie Nelson,
Mm-hmm.
the red-headed stranger.
Well, he ain't so red no more.
What? He's not dead.
He's definitely gray-headed, though.
Right. Yeah, he cut all of his hair off and sold it to get Waylon alive.
He's probably got the most famous gap between the teeth of anyone who's ever existed.
He destroyed a song called Horse with No Name. When you heard Willie sing it, it was like, I don't want to ever hear that song again.
That's how I felt about Jimi Hendrix playing the Star Spangled Banner. I'm like, I love his music. I love his guitar playing, but damn, he butchered this song.
I was 13 years old at Woodstock, and Jimi Hendrix was on stage the last day, going around and around, and he could hear him say, I did too much. I think I'm too high. And he was supposed to be standing up playing. I didn't know at that time that they had a stage that rotated, right, so that everybody around could see it, because there's a lot of people there. But when he got up, he strung that guitar. It sounded like shit. He started singing the national anthem. Geez, stop, dude, you're fucking it up. And then all of a sudden it was like wham, and he hit the tone, and he had never played in front of that many people in his life, and he had never done drugs again after that. And that was the last time he did it. But how many people died after Woodstock?
Janis Joplin. Wasn't that after Woodstock?
Yep, the year after.
Choking
Within
to
the
death
year.
on your own vomit? That's a hell of a way to go.
Yep. Well, a lot of guys back then, a lot of, she had a brother that was a singer too, that was into the, music that nobody even knew about. But I got to see her at Woodstock naked, and that's before the razor. She had long arm hair.
It's also before people were taught the recovery position. I know a lot of people who save themselves from choking to death when drunk because they learned the recovery position. I'm like, that's just priceless.
There was 60,000 people at Woodstock and not one fight, and only one person died. And he was under a honey wagon. When they moved it, he was sound asleep. And it was pouring down rain. He must have passed out there. And they pulled it across him and killed him. There was 4 babies born right there at Woodstock. And they figured that there was 20,000 conceived. Because it was a love fest.
That's not a love fest, that's an orgy. That's a lot of people.
No, it didn't matter. They didn't belong to nobody. You just keep bouncing around. My dad goes, where in the fuck are you at right now? I said, Woodstock. It's somewhere in New York. And he goes, you done it this time. When you ran away last time, what did I tell you? Now you get your ass home, and I want you home before 9 tonight. Fuck, I ain't gonna make it by that time. It's gonna take me 3 weeks.
Yeah, and
You ever do things like that when you were growing up?
No.
Really?
No, I went to the woods. And I had huge bonfires.
I caused my stepmother to have a miscarriage, and when my dad got a hold of me, I said, we don't need any more fucking kids in this goddamn room. I'm done with the kids. Don't you think that 13's enough? And that was the wrong move. He beat me fucking senseless, and I was like, okay, we need more kids. But that was the wrong move. And don't hit a woman. It did teach me not to hit a woman. There is a million reasons why you should hit them, but don't hit them.
well, I got footage of me screaming at people who hit women and getting their attention on me. Some of them people are a lot bigger than me, and I should keep my mouth shut. I got 7 extra holes in me because I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, I used to break up those fights, but I'd end up in jail because I'm the third party.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be the good guy. You're not allowed to step in.
Your best stop to dial 911. My phone won't.
Well, if you're homeless, you're fucked. You can't call or dial 911. They'll treat you like shit for calling.
Because you don't have an address?
For whatever excuse they want. Don't nobody want to see poor people, let alone homelessness.
Well, you know, I said that about Beaverton. Beaverton wasn't going to let no homeless people, because when I moved up there wasn't no Walmarts around, and I asked, where's the nearest Walmart? And they said, Forest Grove. We wouldn't let one come to Beaverton. Excuse me? We don't want them kind of people around here. Exactly what kind of people are that? I just asked about one. I want to know what kind of people I am.
400-pound men with whale tail underpants.
Midgets that run the Walmart at midnight, right?
I don't know. They have this thing on Facebook, which is like all the rage, and Twitter and all these little kid things, basically. It's called the Walmart people, and they basically go around to all the Walmarts in America, and they try to find the freakiest, nastiest, grossest looking people so they can fat shame them and body shame them and slut shame them and all sorts of other stuff. And apparently it's good quality entertainment if you're good looking or rich.
In Salem, the one right across from the Armory, we were the main event there. I was inside shopping, and I came back out, and there was a grocery cart leaning up against the Jeep, and I'd got a purse in it. So I took it to the gold greeter back in the door and said, here, I found this in the parking lot out there by my vehicle. And he goes, we got worse problems than that. There's a dead body out there. I said, there's a dead body in the parking lot?
Oh, fuck.
And he goes, yeah, it's in a black Jeep. Oh, wait a minute, that's my Jeep. The lady ran into Louise's, didn't wake up. She was sound asleep in the van, or in the Jeep, sound asleep. And the lady tried to wake her up. She didn't wake up, so she went and reported her dead. Fuck, I get back there and here's the ambulance. Fucking police. Louise is just sleeping.
See, when I find dead people, they're actually dead, and it creeps me out.
So over at the car wash, there was somebody took these pants and boots.
All right, not trying to be rude. I'm thirsty as shit. I'm gonna go find something to drink. Adios. Yeah. Thank you for the tobaccos.
Yep. No problem. Don't act like you know me when you see me. No, I'm joking.
Well, got out of my vehicle and walked around a little bit. I am very grateful for the Mountain Dew I got earlier. It was delicious. Got a few more days until I can have something to live on. The bright side is better than nothing, right? Goddamn, this country sucks. On the bright side, them youngins are apparently done screwing around by my vehicle. Anytime I have more than one vehicle circle around my car real slowly, like it's gonna make me pay attention. We'll see if I can get any sleep tonight. The one thing I had in here that I thought I might be able to get a drink out of is absolutely not in here. I don't know what the hell I did with it. Fuck it. I'm not even being to these people right. If only we could teach people how to treat each other like human beings. It'd sure be nice. It's unfortunate that the only thing people will hear is hatred. When I was nice, people just blew me off. When I have to scream at them and say, hey, fuck you, asshole, there's a major fucking problem. What the hell are you doing calling yourself a friend? Go the fuck away. And then all of a sudden it's, oh, I care, Sean, I care. Really? Because for years and years, how many of you showed that you don't? If I'm nice about it, you just talk over me. It's bullshit. If I'm mean about it, you pretend like I'm evil. Meanwhile, none of you have problems being mean to me about anything. You want to make me feel bad for things that you do. How the hell is that supposed to work? It's only wrong if I do it back, right? And yeah, that's the America we live in. Land of whoever's easiest to blame, just blame them. Whoever it's easiest to discredit and get away with it, just blame them. There it goes. It may not be real privacy, but at least it's some semblance of it. It's not real privacy. Because I'm stuck in public. Y'all are fucked up people. Things that have happened to me, it's somehow magically okay. Right? It's magically okay because you can talk shit. Well, go fuck yourselves.